Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Captain Will Mason, also known as the Captain's Coach. Today, right now, we are aboard my 1979 45-foot ChrisCraft Sportfish. This video is going to be just a big compilation of everything I've been doing to this boat and potentially even my dad's 36. Wanted to kind of bring you along for what's been going on the last few weeks when it comes to working on these boats and everything that I've been getting done. Today's a big day because I am taking the boat over to the fuel dock. I got to get fuel in these tanks to verify that I have no leaks at any of the fittings and the fuel fill lines that I've been doing. All the little tedious stuff to start making the climb on this 45. First, I just wanted to remind everybody, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, please head over there. I believe I'm Captain's Coaching on Instagram and the Captain's Coach on Facebook. Would really appreciate a follow on those platforms if you're already following me on YouTube. We're posting a lot of shorter clips from our trips. You know, a lot of just shorter stuff, you know, training videos and cool stuff from the deliveries and some things from the 45 as well. Let me show you what I've been doing here the last couple days. We'll get this thing over to the fuel dock. Obviously, things are looking a little bit better around here. Kind of trying to do some cleanup. That piece of glass is for my port windshield. It's cracked. It's not leaking or anything. Nothing wrong with it yet. The previous owner gave me that piece of glass. But things are looking about the same visually right now in here as it was. We got all the fittings hooked up on all the tanks. Both engines are running. Generators running. I've been working on the bonding side of the tanks. So a few things I got going on here. I've got one bonding wire stretching across to the other tank. And then I've got a bonding wire going to the fuel fill to that tank. And then it comes over. And then I've got 3 or 4 bonding wires over here. So I gotta have a bonding wire. I gotta make one that goes from the bonding screw over here over to that fuel fill, which you can see right there. This is one of the main bonding wires from the boat's, I guess you could say, main grounding system. Unfortunately, back in the day, they used this tinned copper stuff that is stretched throughout the boat as it's bonding. And I've got that one, and then I've got another big 1 or 2 gauge ground wire right here that I think I figured out is part of the 12 volt panel ground for the fly bridge, because it runs up this sheathing here up into the bridge. So I've got that one, I got that one, I have the one that stretches from across the tank, and I've got this. So I got 4 wires to hook up over here, and I got to cinch them up over there as well. And what's cool is I was able to check the continuity and the grounding for all of these. I've got a main hot wire that goes into that 12 volt panel on the outside, on the outside of the bulkhead here. And I just simply used a voltmeter and ran off that, and I checked the ground here, going to there, and that was grounded. And I checked off that to that 1 gauge bonding wire right there. And I also checked, I didn't check that one, I just checked those 2, which is good. So that means when I get all this hooked up, the tanks will be bonded. I verified all that. And then the next project I have, and these are on the way, is these galvanic isolators. I have 2 galvanic 50 amp galvanic isolators on this boat, one for each line. So I have 1 line of 50 amp and 2 line of 50 amp coming from the shore power hookup outside. These are dinosaurs. So I ordered 2 brand new Pro Mariner 50 amp fail-safe galvanic isolators that they should be here today. I got to go pick them up and get these wired in. And these sit on top of the plywood, the decking. We got all new marine plywood here, all cut. It's ready to go in. We already pre-cut it and fit it and all that stuff. So we're getting close. And those are screwed down and sit on top back in that corner. And that is what protects the boat from electrolysis and stray currents and stuff like that if you have a grounding issue. Got all my fuel fills hooked up, as you can see. I actually pulled all of the fills out over here and port side, and they all got rebedded. So they all got rebedded with 4200 and screwed and bolted in, depending on the underside and how it looked. I used big stainless screws, and I used bolts as well. Looking pretty good on that. So the main goal for today is, let's get this thing over. Let's put 500 gallons of fuel in it. Let's rock it a little bit, see if we can cause a disturbance, and see if any of these fittings, which I doubt any of these are going to leak. Those are the return lines of the vents, main pickups, return line vents. I'm expecting if I have any sort of issues at all, it's going to be from the fill hose. But I double clamped both sides of it. Fuel fill side and the tank side. Double clamped it and tightened it down with a 5/16 ratchet. So, not expecting to have anything, but the last thing I want to do is zip all this plywood down with insulation in there, because I'm going to insulate all this. That's going to be part of this video. And figure out I got a diesel leak. And then it's got to all come back up again. So, that would really suck. So, let's get into it a little bit. I think I'm going to finish the grounding and the bonding wires over here on this tank. I'm going to adjust those fuel gauges and the sight glasses. So that is the fuel. These are the fuel gauges. I like this. This is a mechanical setup that works off of a magnet. And if you remove this, you can remove this piece, and it won't work anymore because the magnet is inside and it slides up and down the track. I really like those personally. Number one, I found that they're very accurate within like 10 gallons of what the tank actually is at. They have about 40 to 50 gallons in them right now. And all I have to do is just cut like a small little hatch window right there. And if I'm not sure what my fuel is, which it's all based off burn, right? You got to do the math. Every time you're out in your boat, you're doing a big delivery, you're traveling, you should be doing that fuel consumption math in your head along the way to make sure you're not going to run out, regardless of what the fuel gauge says. When I want to run down and check it, all I got to do is pop a hatch and look at it. I don't have to worry about wires or fuel sending units or gauges not working. I don't have to worry about any of that. Simplicity, that's what I like. Smooth enough. I don't think I'm missing any more bonding wires, hopefully. Probably should get down to the bilge and check just to make sure, but I think that was all of them. And heat shrunk everything. Got them cinched down over here. Got to hang that bonding wire up nice along the frame there. But I think it's time to get it over to the fuel dock. So I guess let's start that process. All right, generator fired right up on this cold morning. All right, let me get this thing going here. Little cold, little cold. Two for two. All right, all lines are off. No more lines, no more shore power. I need a new port shift cable. I thought I could get away with it a while longer, but it seems to have stiffened up a little bit on me since the boat's been sitting. Stiffened up on me a lot. All right, let me get her tied up. All right. Let's spend some money. It's cold. Everything is stiff today. All right, no week so far. 37 gallons already. Need to get her cleaned up. Need to get her washed. One thing I got to do is figure out what to do with these scoops. These scoops are a very 70s thing, and what happens is this doesn't drain water. Like, water goes through and under, and it goes right into my blower hose, right down into the bilge. It's really annoying. So I think part of me says to get rid of them and glass them in and use another resource for blowers. And part of me says to take this off, get it to a fab shop, let them use some stainless steel and kind of make me a base, you know, like a little base there, and a base across here, and have a lip come up. That way I can put some sealant and remount it with some sealant, and that base will give it some leak proof to it. That way water doesn't run in. But I don't know, leave a comment. What do you think? I should just glass it in? Part of me says to modernize the boat, just glass it in. The other half says to keep it classic and figure out a way to make this work. But, you know, water running into the bilge is not an option either. Now, what do y'all think I should do about paint and cosmetics? Part of me says get the boat in the yard this spring and go to town on it, paint it. I'm pretty good at rolling and tipping, and I might have somebody spray the rib rail down and then roll and tip the top sides. Part of me says to get it done so I can get a nice name on it and fix issues like that corner. And part of me says to run it for a year until I have more time and less things to do. And, you know, do it next year. I don't know. Certainly doesn't need to be done, but it's just whether I do it while I'm working on it, you know. Well, what's going on, guys? We are back at the boat yard here. Look who it is, Charlie Company.
Hello.
Not only does he help me run boats, he helps me work on them. Once again, we on our last video on this boat, this is my family's 36 ChrisCraft Sportfish. We brought it down here to Palmetto to do some work on it. We've had it out of the water a couple weeks. I've been traveling, so I haven't been here the whole time while my dad's been working on it. But this is my first day back, helping him get things wrapped up. But you can tell it got bottom painted. Look how nice all that bottom paint came out. repainted the boot stripe and repainted the white under the boot stripe. We're currently in the process of doing all the through holes above the water line, getting them back all to stainless steel. It's turning out real sharp. Fresh bottom paint, fresh prop speed. Props were all sent off the general propeller, dynamically balanced and tuned. Everything's got prop speed on it. We also have got our trim tabs back from, so we had fiberglass trim tabs and we took them to the fab shop, and they actually made us the same trim tabs, same shape and everything, out of stainless steel. Look at that thing. So we got new tabs made out of stainless steel, and they matched them with the hinges. They made the hinges and a new tab.
Yeah.
My dad's in the boat. Yeah, what? All right. Okay. My dad's in there working on the through holes, the above waterline through holes here in the boot stripe. But we're trying to get all the through holes done right now, and I'm working on underwater lights. So we're trying to get all the through holes done, and my dad also replaced the main engine through holes and seacocks, which that was a very big ordeal. They were hard to get out from what I was told. But she's coming out nice. We did have somebody try and do some all grip here, but it didn't come out good at all. We're gonna have to redo that. He said he could do it, but it didn't exactly come out nice. So we're having that redone. You have to, this is Imron paint from like the late 90s, and it's a buffable, blendable 2-part paint. You can't take regular all grip and blend it into other paint. Regular all grip, normal all grip does not blend. All craft blends, but all craft you have to spray to be able to blend and buff it. So he kind of messed up on that one, but we're gonna get it fixed. I don't know if you can see it or not in that sun, but it's definitely excited about the running gear. We have a total mess going on in the boat, but everything's coming out real nice. I am doing underwater lights right now. I've already got 2 in, and I wanted to take the time to show you how to put underwater lights in your boat. Pretty easy process if you buy some nice ones. But let's get started on that. I'll show you how to do it. All right, so first things first, we did have Seablaze X's on this for like 15 years. They were 15-year-old Seablaze X's, which are really nice Lumitech lights. They're about $500 a piece, and they lasted a long time for us until one got water in it and burned out. But that's a long time. So we went back with Seablaze X's. You can see that. Seablaze X. And what we're going to do now is I wallowed out the main 1/2-inch hole that this bronze fitting goes into that hole. I wallowed it out, got the old 4200 out of it. Now we're choosing to use 4200 on these lights, not 5200. The main reason is these lights, they will have to come out of the boat one day, sooner than a seacock would, or a through hole, for example. So, and the 4200 has never caused us any problems in the past. 4200 is not considered permanent. 5200 is considered permanent. If I coated this light with 5200, in 10 years we would probably have to cut this light off, which we don't really want to have to do. 4200 works just fine for this application, and it is designed for below the waterline use. It's just not considered permanent. Once again, we had it on there with 4200 for 15 years, never had a leak, never had a problem. The light that got water in it came in around here. It got behind the glass here. So we're going to go back with 4200 and Seablaze X. I wallowed out that hole. What I'm going to have Charlie do is the bronze screws that we previously used, they're still in the hull. I've grinded this down, making it nice and flat and flush. Obviously I have to clean it, but I'm going to get Charlie to go in here and try to back these out so I can use the same holes. If not, then we will cock the light just a little bit and do it there as well. So it'll just be a little crooked, but you know, sometimes you just have to do that when you have broke off studs. That sucks, part of the business. But the underwater light, it's underwater, nobody's gonna see it, and if it's like that just a little bit, no big deal. But let me see if Charlie can get these studs backed out real quick. If you saw my last video, we did do, you know, I was bragging about the Trinidad Pro, and this is 3 more coats of Trinidad Pro. It's looking sharp. It'll last another 5 years for sure. Especially with that prop speed, and keep that underwater metal looking good. But here's my light work right there. So what we did was got 2 screws, 2 bronze screws, and then right here we did a stainless through bolt so that we can put a bonding wire on the back of that light and hopefully get a few more years out of those lights. You got to bond them to the bonding system of the boat and ground it. So I know we used a different metal for that application, but it'll be much better bonded. So my dad's in there under the bed turning that backing nut. We used black Sikaflex for sealant. Charlie used a pair of needle noses to kind of hold that in place best we could until the caulk pushed out. We're getting there. A couple more to go. Okay. Fresh stainless steel always looks the best. The only problem with stainless steel through holes is you got to keep them clean and you got to keep the rust off of them. Other than that, they look the best, and they're obviously more durable than plastic. But she's a beast, that little girl. All right, Charlie, same drill. Let's you know where those vice grips went?
I think your dad has. Or maybe
If he does, grab them. And let's do the same thing. Let's see if you could get all 3 of those out of there. It would be nice, because then I could use the same holes.
try and screw them out.
Yeah, you just, on your point of view, you're just turning it left. I mean, whatever's easiest, Charlie. If it's easier to turn it toward me, then do that. If it's easier to turn it toward you, do that, okay?
Okay, I think backing it out is easier, but...
All right. Way over here in the corner. See that?
Yeah. Okay, the ones that are in
There she goes. All right. He's got that one out. That one came to me, so we'll get that one out. I got one more. Attaboy, Charlie. All right, well, apparently he can't get his eyes on that one, but let me see if I can. Yep, no, that ain't going anywhere. All right, well, let me see those vice grips. These bronze screws are really soft. They're softer than stainless steel. They will break, pop a head in a heartbeat. That's why all these are broke off. But you're not supposed to use dissimilar metals. So if the light's bronze, you're supposed to use bronze screws. That's why they give them to you. I mean, you can use stainless. It's not the end of the world, but all right, that's flush. So that's there. We're gonna kick it out like that. Get those marked. So we go about right there. We'll just get it away from the hole just a little bit. 1, 2. Line both of them up. 3. Pull the light back out. Set it right there. And go ahead and 1. 2, 3. So we'll do a screw here and a screw here, and then probably here we'll do the through bolt so we can put the grounding wire on it. Now, Lumitech does have a template as part of the packaging of the light. The template you can put up here and do all this ahead of time. It's totally fine. We already had the template because we had the same lights. And also you could have just used a marker and marked off and then pulled the light off and, you know, done it a little bit more formal. I've done this a million times, so I know I get my marks right. Now here's a tip on your gel coat side of things. When you're about to put a screw through a hole in gel coat, I just did my drill bit there. You can use a Phillips head tip and get one that matches your hole. Stick it in here, and you want to bevel that hole. Just bevel it out, and that will help it not crack. If you don't do that, then the gel coat will crack when you start to screw. And obviously cracks is not good. Let's do a test. All right, because these bronze are so soft, we want to do a dry run with just a screwdriver. You don't want to put that drill on there, you'll break it off and you'll be starting over. I like to run it all the way in, that way it establishes its thread. And you know it's gonna go smooth. There's one. You wanna do all this ahead of time so you know it's not gonna be a problem. Because when you goop that light up to 4200 to put it on here, you are committed. All right, I ran all these in. They ran in nice and clean. So we'll go ahead and use the screw gun and back them out. They're hot. All right, try to keep off the bottom paint. I mean, it doesn't take much for the 4200 to stick, but. All right, we're looking good. All right, clean the light. Use acetone already natured. All right, let's goop it up. We'll do a perimeter first. Yep. Yep. Okay. See ya. Appreciate it. I'll let you know about tomorrow. We should figure out what we're going to end today. Yep. All right. Push this in it. And put that right there. It is, right there, locked in. And once a certain point, it goes in there real smooth. There we go. Don't cinch it down. Come out, do the bottom one. Okay, those two are tight. Just a little bit of goop on it. All right, that one went good. Now we can cinch them all up. That one's good. That one's good. You don't want to get these too tight, they'll break. That one's real good. And plus you got the 4200, which is also an adhesive, but this bolt that goes through, we'll do a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut, and then we'll do another nut on top of that once we get the bonding wire attached. But that's how we do it. Now you just got to clean it up, create a good bead, finish it off with bottom paint, and it's easy as that. All right, he's going to get up and go inside the bedroom, and I'm going to prep these through holes with some Sikaflex. All right, these are good. All right, they're gonna go right here. This is our last two, and then we can focus on the starboard side main engine seacock. We put the port in, I don't know if you can see it, we put the port in back there. All right, he's got to crawl in a hole. Fairly tight. Let's see if it'll turn in. Hang on, that one won't go in. Give me a sec. I got one in, I gotta wallow the other one out. All right. All right, I had to wallow that hole out a little bit and get that caulk out of there, but now I'm just trying to clean up the excess. He's got it hand tied at the moment. All right. Let's check this. No leaks so far. Don't smell anything, don't see anything. All right, 233 gallons on the starboard side. Looks like all good so far. Port side's filling now. Captain Drew Layler's calling me. What does he want? What's cool about what I do is about a month ago when I was coming down the Tenn-Tom and the Tennessee River from Lake Guntersville on the Carver, that Silverton right there, latitude adjustment, that was in the lock with us at Wilson Lock and Dam, which is the 100-foot drop on the Tennessee River. It's just funny how, you know, these, everybody shows up at the same places. But yeah, they locked with us. I got the boat back over to the finger pier here. Got a little bit of an issue. It started, the fuel gauge center over here on this port tank started leaking when the tank got full. Not sure why it was doing that. This one's fine. But I took some fuel out of it, or burned it. I'm running the generator right now, and I took it back out. I resealed it again, and then put a couple more gallons in it, and then it still leaked. So I'm not sure what's going on. I'm waiting for this fuel level to go down a little bit so I can get that fitting back out of there. It threads in fine. And definitely didn't get it too tight, I don't think. I got it snug, and then maybe another half turn. So not sure what's going on with the threads, or hopefully, pray to God, there's nothing wrong with that aluminum on the female side. So that would be a very bad day. But hopefully it's just something stupid, and I just got to get it dry and clean. And I'm going to go get some thread compound that is diesel resistant or fuel resistant, get it dry and try that. The vent line on the tank, I took that off and blew through it. It seems fine, so it's venting okay. But yeah, it's wanting to push out of this thread, out of these threads. Pretty annoying. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So now I'm just waiting. All right, still trying to get this fuel level down. You guys are about to meet Mr. Fred Winkler. Fred Winkler is a marine sanitation tech. He works on head systems, plumbing, holding tanks, stuff like that. He is #1 in the #2 business. This is his company's slogan. You can't beat it. He's just a nice guy. I called him, I said, Fred, I need a new forward head. They want $800 to rebuild this pump on my forward head. That's not worth it. What do you have? And lo and behold, he had one in his warehouse that a customer ordered about a year ago, brand new, never used. And he said, I think this will work fine in your boat. Nice electric head. It's an Alibi head. Alibi, I think it's called Alibi. I'll introduce you to Fred. He's down there in the forward head, running the new wires, solenoid, and trying to get to where we can mount the forward head. But he also brought me some stuff called Venom thread sealant. It's like a tape and a paste. You can use both of them apparently. And that, he said, you know, a lot of these pipe threads are made by different people and they line up differently. So he brought me this Venom stuff and said this stuff is the best, hands down. It will seal this even under pressure. So once I get it down enough and he finishes with that forward head, we're going to try this Venom sealant. Might go run back to the fuel dock and see if I can top it off and see if it fixed the issue. So hopefully that's what does the trick. But once again, I still got to inspect the threads. Had the carpet guy here trying to figure out our shades and stuff. A little premature, but I don't know. Got to think about it at least. And this is the stuff that we're gonna paint. the solenoid for the old head was here behind the freezer. So I had to pull the old freezer out, set it up there on the counter. Luckily it just sat on the floor, but this is where we're trying to get things to and from. He's in there, I don't want to bother him right now. He also goes by Fecal Freddy, which I don't really know if he likes that nickname. I think he does, but it's a pretty good nickname. Back to cleaning diesel again. Have to get somebody small in the engine room and continue to degrease and have to get all that diesel back out of there. It's just one of those things. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It really sucks. I was expecting to have that insulation board cut out and at least most of that done. I wanted to see if Mitch could come help me tomorrow, get everything tabbed back in and get the flooring done. But I think I got my galvanic isolators today and from UPS. I don't know, there's a chance we can still get it all done tomorrow, but I gotta fix this fuel leak. I can't do anything before I do that. All right, well, this is Mr. Fecal Freddy.
Ahoy.
That's his nickname. So he just crawled out of the hole, but
No gloves, everything's clean.
yeah, he's #1 in the #2 business. So if you're in Tampa Bay area and you need a sanitation tech,
Yep.
sanitation tech,
Yep.
give this guy, I'll leave his contact information in the video below.
Our motto is the brown must go down. let's get on with it.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. If there's anybody in this area that's like a MVP, most valuable player, it's this guy. He saves the day for a lot of people. So,
Thank you very much.
all right.
I appreciate it.
All right, boys and girls, it is the following day. Surprise guest, Mitchell, showed up to help me. The port fuel sender that was leaking with this stuff called Venom thread tape and putty, pipe dope, and it worked. And then, lo and behold, we went back to the fuel dock, top everything off, feeling good, and then boom, we had another one leak. We had the generator one started leaking. And I was like, well, I've had enough of this. And so Mitch and I both agreed to, we pulled out every fitting and redid them all with Venom pipe tape and putty dope. And looking good so far, huh?
Absolutely.
No more leaks. Both tanks are slap full. I just degreased everything with Purple Power and Simple Green. Rinsed it off, dried it up, vacuumed it, and now we're working on insulating it, which before it was not insulated. This section of the floor, you know, these are hatches, and then everything behind here is a fixed floor. You can't just remove it. It's got all that on from here forward. It's got all this, you know, engine room insulation. So it didn't have anything back here. Now let me tell you, I mean, I put this center one in yesterday, and immediately when I did it, it quieted everything up. So I think this is going to be real nice, insulated. It'll make it a lot quieter in here, and I think it'll hold AC a lot better. Cut all that in and duct taped it all. Everything's bonded. I don't think we have any more leaks anymore. God forbid we do, because we're about to screw this thing down. So back to the blowers. I think we are going to use these blower boxes that the guy that I bought it from made. Really, I should shoot them, because, you know, to cut that big of a hole in a vintage boat like this and put a big blower box in there is kind of crazy to me. There was probably a better solution than that. But what we're going to do is we're going to run 6-inch duck hose from here through the bulkhead right there with a 6-inch hole saw and down into the engine room. And I'm going to mount those big electronic blowers that are actually pretty nice. They automatically kick on at a certain temperature, and it's controlled by this electronic module here. So all I have to do is wire it up. But that way the blowers will be in there, and then they'll be blowing through these boxes, and then I got to waterproof the boxes a little better than how they currently are now. So I think that's going to be a lot better. I do have my isolators today, but first we're going to fit this. Did that end up fitting fine?
Yeah.
Oh, it did? Okay. So that's good. We got to zip that in, and we're going to come across and do it all, and then I'll put my isolators in maybe today or maybe here in a couple days. We're going to go fish on New Year's Day tomorrow. We got a big group of 7-8 people going hog fishing. So take a little break from all this nonsense. But this is going to be a hatch that if I need access to my fuel lines and pickups right there, that I can pull it up and get it out of the way. But then we're gonna somehow do like a small hatch or sight glass tubes maybe for the fuel gauges that are below that, so I don't have to pick that hatch up every single time I want to see my fuel. So we're gonna work that out, trying to lay out those. We are screwed down, and let me tell you, it is tight. I'm super happy. This floor is night and day difference, isn't it, from how it was?
Definitely.
I mean, night and day.
You dance on it now.
Solid. And then we're gonna trim this hatch out a little bit smaller, so the carpet guy will have a little bit of room to fold those edges down. And then we got 2 6-inch holes. So we're gonna run ductwork from here through there into the engine room, and then I can properly mount those engine room blowers down in the bilge where they belong, not where they were. They were right here sitting on the plywood, which is ridiculous. So I'm gonna run some nice ducking into there. One step closer. So, working on these isolators right now. I found one of them on one side, wasn't even hooked up, which is interesting. Looks like the wire just came out of that butt connector right there. So I don't know what's gonna happen when I hook them back up. I mean, I don't think either of them work, but I don't know what's gonna happen when I put these new ones in. So apparently if you put these in and the fan runs instantly and won't stop, then they're not working or something's wrong, one of the two. But it also says they need to be in a vertical position. So, not sure why they need to be vertical. Probably something to do with the fans on them. Got a plan for the blowers. I need to figure out how to mount the blowers in the bilge. How to run the ductwork. Get some paint on everything, and we'll be good. It's the next day. We're on a roll here, trying to make some progress. This is my cousin Connor. Connor, why don't you put that camera and show him what's going on? Just video it. All right, so he's got so this is the new blower setup. And so we mounted this blower here, and then we got fresh aluminum ductwork going up through the bulkhead to my boxes, my fiberglass boxes. So we are going to reuse those. And then there's the other one over there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to get a better view of it, but same thing over there. And this is gonna do a really good job of pulling that hot air out of the engine room. And it runs up to here. And we're gonna seal these up a lot better and get these attached real nice. I am currently mounting my galvanic isolators, one here, and then I've also got this is the controller, controls the fans, and I just plugged it up and turned it on, and it worked before, I knew it before, but they work really well, and it Bluetooth syncs to the port one. So they talk wirelessly when you flip the switch on. Which I have a switch on the AC panel that says blower that activates this outlet. Got our new galvanic isolators mounted. There's the blower fan module, and got everything tied in down here. Now I did throw the power on, and nothing crazy happened. Apparently the if the fan started running on this immediately, then that would be a problem. That would mean something is wrong and you need to shut it off and figure out. But nothing happened. The fans didn't start running on these, so I am assuming they are hooked up correctly and they are operational, which is good, which is good news. So everything was wired correctly, so it seems. So now my priority here is Connor's outside working on painting these hatches, and we're going to paint all this trim. But now I got to make it look pretty in here and get everything tidied up. I heat shrinked everything. This is they labeled it red. This is the red. I guess this is one of the hots coming off the shore power, or one of the grounds coming off the shore power inlet. And then these are going to the panel or the ground bus. So I just labeled it like they had it before and made it nice and heat shrink so nobody could accidentally electrocute themselves. Sister-in-law Charlotte. We got Connor back in here. We are, I'll take you down to that bilge in a minute, but this is the satisfying part of this piece. You can kind of start picturing all the bilge painted white back there under the cockpit. She's finishing up all the trim and the floor structure with white. Got those panels out. These are my massive fish boxes. I'm going to take these home. I'm going to all grip them, paint them, probably roll another layer of glass here to insulate it a little bit more, and try to get some more life out of these. Here's another one. So I have twin fish boxes that are that big. One for beer, one for fish, obviously. We've already vacuumed a lot, and the whole platform, that the starboard water tank was a 35-gallon water tank. I'm going to twin 75-gallon water tanks. So we're going to hold 150 gallons of water. That whole platform that it was sitting on was completely rotten. So Connor just ripped all that out of there. It was holding a bunch of water under that platform. A lot of these scupper holes through the stringers, we need to wallow them out. And we need to get them a little lower to the deck so they drain a little better. It's holding water in some areas of the stringers. But first is vacuuming, get all this trash cleaned up. Then we're going to degrease it, wash it. It looks rough down here right now, but we are going to change that. Just picture all of this nice and clean, tidied, epoxy bilge painted with gloss white. It's gonna look tight. Gonna look tight. There's my new strainer. I had all new strainers and through holes put in South Carolina on our way down. That's one of them for the generator. Brand new hoses. Obviously we got some bilge pump hoses that need to be replaced, but probably a little ahead of ourselves, but the interior is coming along pretty good. So we're just trying to keep it all moving along in the same direction here while I got some help, because having 2 or 3 hands makes things go along way faster than when it's just me doing my thing.
We gotta have you part of the video.
Will already videotaped me, and I did not know he was going to.
What a mess. Okay, here's the before. Let's get it real good.
That looks a lot better, huh? It's actually perfect. Let me see it. We're in the port side bilge here. Generators here. I'm ripping out all the water lines. Freshwater pump, raw water pump. Ripping everything out on the freshwater side, on the inlet side. The old 30-gallon little water tank was sitting right there. So the battery box for the generator was sitting here. So I moved the battery box for the generator here, which is way better. I'll get it screwed down here in a second. And plus it'll stay drier there and more out of the way. And then the 75 gallon water tank, which is 50 inches long, will go here. You got a tape measure, Connor? Let me make sure it'll fit here. 50 inches from the board to that rail. That's literally perfect. And then I'll build me a nice white half-inch starboard plate here and set that water tank right there. That's going to be perfect. But it's really nice. It's a lot of room down here, you know. I mean, once we get it cleaned up and painted, it'll be good usable storage space. You have good access to all your mufflers, and you can check on this stuff. And I got a couple bonding wires loose down here, but that rudder linkage right there, that's what was redone in South Carolina. It was sloppy loose, so that got fixed. Steering's nice and tight now. That's your that right there is your trim tab pump, your Bennett trim tab pump. It's hydraulic on this boat, so we're gonna keep at it. See that? Those gotta be lowered. So we're having some issues with that outboard stringer draining, so we gotta deal with that, figure that out. This one's draining. This one's not really draining back here. Right there. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Ooh, boy. Already looking way better. A lot of that's just stains, you know. It's gonna be paint's gonna cover it up. I mean, when you degrease it that many times and pressure wash it, it kind of is what it is. Well, we are wrapping up today ever slowly. It is starting to look pretty good in there. Connor's doing one more vacuum. We pressure washed it and vacuumed it twice. I'm not done. We're gonna do it some more, but that's all I got for today. Connor and Charlotte got to go back to South Carolina tomorrow, and it's starting to rain. But just pumped the boat out with my diaphragm pump and its hose at the forward part of the boat. That forward bulkhead up there in the bow, that's where all the bilge water goes first. It all goes there first, so that's where my diaphragm pump is that sucks every last bit out. And let me tell you, it took a lot with it from here to there. We got a lot of dirt out of there. I know this video has been super random so far, but a little break in the action working on the boats. Mitch and I are about to go back over to the 45 after we do this quick little job and start doing some glass work, but you guys know them.
Oh yeah, we do.
Eric and Mitch.
Hell yeah.
So Eric sold this 45 Sea Ray. This is the Sea Ray that I brought over from Sanford last year. Got to get the dinghy back on the swim platform because the swim platform's not working, and we sold the boat like that. The buyer is aware, just part of the deal. And Mitch is going to run this 45-foot boat for the first time, and he's never run anything like that. So we're going to let Mitch get up there and walk her around a little bit, and then we're going to watch Eric get his big old self in that dinghy. and it's gonna be hilarious. You should have seen him. You should have seen Eric get out of this thing because it was at the bow of the boat when we got it off last week.
Not good at an ultra low tide.
That was
too.
hilarious. Yeah, the boat's a lot cleaner than it was the other day. All right, y'all ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me show you how to fire this thing up.
Hopefully the keys
Are in it. All right. Thruster, light, green light, good, works. Starboard ignition, port ignition, electronics. Fired right up. Oil pressure. There it goes. All right, cool. All right, so look, throttles, shifters. Now I'm gonna be behind you, so you ain't gotta do this on your own. But, huh?
I'm not doing this. I don't have the insurance for this.
You're definitely doing it. So don't touch these. Just touch those. Forward, starboard forward. It's a little bit of a delay, but you can feel the boat move and respond. Okay? So I'll go start working on lines.
Left is left, right.
Yep, on the bow. Yep. So just hang out or come help me with lines, and then we'll get out of here.
on in the.
Oh, is that what you're gonna try?
I'm gonna try. I think we're gonna need to pull this stern over.
Yeah, hang on. Why are you cheating, Mitch?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man over here.
He is a fucking Spider-Man.
No, we call him Batman when he scuba dives.
No, that's not gonna squeeze through there.
These 450s are cool layouts. Got one more. They're cool layouts. They're interesting layouts. A lot of room up here. Because you walk down to the bow from there. Yeah, after this later, I got two big holes where those air scoops on each side of the boat, midship, those big stainless steel air scoops that were pointed forward on the boat. I removed those and I pulled all the blower hose out of it. We're gonna glass those in. They're about that wide. It's gonna be a little bit of a job, but needed to take care of this and help Eric out first. So here we go.
Bump it forward.
Yeah, bump it forward.
Can I bump both of them?
Sure. Neutral. Good. Finding neutral is the hardest part. There's no in between. So you're either all forward, you're neutral, or you're all back. There you go. Don't eat it! You're on camera, do not eat it!
Please eat it.
Oh, it's gonna hit the piling. It's gonna hit the piling. You better hurry up. You better hurry up! Oh, shit. Here, put it in reverse. There you go. Good job, Mitch. That's good. All right, go ahead and sneak it out. Neutral. You can do a little bow thruster away if you want. That's good. Which one? Which one forward? Port. Port. Don't use the wheel. Just port. No, I'm port.
Forward.
Yep. There you go.
I gotta hit that side.
You've done a zero turn lawnmower before, right?
No, but we're gonna bump that.
No, we're okay. Now do starboard. There you go. Neutral.
Machine's this side. Top
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, I know. Just run it like that.
Do it back.
Yeah, you're clear to swing. Hopefully it starts. Don't go too far, he might have a problem. going down there to the forklift. Oh, he got it. He's running. Nice. All right, go ahead. So you're going to go down to the forklift well across from that center console, and you're going to dock it starboard side backed in. Attaboy! You crazy. Are you going to perform any tricks on that thing for us? Hey, I'll give you $500 if you do a donut on plane in here. He's gonna get kicked out. They already hate you here, so. Go ahead, Mitch, you're good. Yeah, I know, it's the wind. It's almost easier teaching a newbie on split controls like this if the boat moves well on its own with shifters only. Like if this was a gas boat, and you know, which is, this boat's kind of acting like a gas boat right now. When you put it in gear, it moves real slow. It's not like a jump like my boat, you know, or a bigger whatever. Sometimes you need to give it throttle, and that's when it gets confusing for a newbie. But if you have a split control boat, like my ChrisCraft, that moves really well with just the shifters only, just the controls only, then it's easy to teach somebody. Good. That's good. Neutral. There you go. Now you can bring the stern around and back it up into the slip. Other one. Other one, reverse. Yeah. Good. Now when you get, 5-10 feet away from the dock, feel free to use the thruster. Remember, no steering wheel. Steering wheel doesn't do anything. Yep, no, you had it right. That was right. And then which one forward? Good. You're fine. Neutral. Push the bow over to the dock a little bit. Good. Keep doing that. You're probably 5 feet away from the dock right now. There you go, Mitch. Nice. Good. Neutral. Which one forward? Yeah. Good. Push the bow over to the dock. Good. No more thruster. Good. Keep moving the stern over. No, the stern. So starboard forward. Starboard forward. Port reverse. Good. Just keep letting it do that. It's fine. Just let it come over. Okay. Neutral. Good. Thruster. More. And then starboard forward. Yep, more thruster. Neutral. More port reverse. And starboard forward. Starboard forward, good. Just let it come over. Bow thrust at the same time. Good, all forward. There you go. Neutral, bow thruster. Good, he's got you. Did you figure out how to dock that thing over there? Yeah. Hydros are not working. Probably needs a new line. I know it needs a new line. Spider-Man.
Yeah, I need him to get down there and do the eyelet that's in the hole itself.
We call him Batman, not Spider-Man.
Okay.
Because when he comes
Not
in,
that one, next one down. That one.
when he jumps in with all his scuba gear on, he Batman's into the wreck.
Okay. Yeah. Sideways, you gotta put it in sideways on
We'll twist it. You got a chain?
You can still try it like that. Yeah, it's strong enough.
That's how they took it off.
That's how they took it.
You have to walk it all the way down here to get on the end of the board.
Thing is, yeah, with trouble, what you gotta do?
Trying to tell me what to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you what to do. You want to do a chain?
If you don't think it needs it, I mean, it is windy today.
That doesn't matter, but
As strong as, all right, I trust you.
This thing is probably 700 pounds.
I trust you.
Sure do. Look at my phone. I don't trust it that much. Yeah, I think it.
you don't want your phone to go for a boat ride?
You can't make this shit up.
Tell me if I can go down more or not. If I can go down more, I can.
Yeah, lower there, boss.
Look at those knots. Just like a fucking sailor.
That's groovy.
That's groovy, man.
I'm not riding in it.
He doesn't trust my knots.
Yeah, right there should be good.
All right.
Go up a little bit, tighten it.
Up or down?
Up.
Up a little bit.
Hold it steady.
Forward.
All right.
All right, inch it. Eric, I sure hope those ropes are gonna.
Man, I drive a tractor all week long in my house.
Oh yeah.
I have
So
done
now you're
worse.
now you're a farm boy.
I'm a farm boy.
That barnacle's on the dinghy.
Quality insurance purposes.
We did not rig that.
What you do as well, have you guys just hop on the boat, come
Yeah.
into this one, so I don't have to move it just in case if something snaps,
Yeah.
it's falling with the motor, you know?
Yeah, we'll go over there.
I'd rather have it fall in the water than on the ground.
Bottom doesn't look that bad for being in there 2 weeks.
No?
A little pressure
No.
wash should be good.
You guys have any cocktail sauce in the store?
There really isn't that Popeyes, Louisiana.
You want to bring that boat over here now?
No, he's gonna move it over there.
You're golden.
I'm gonna stand behind you guys.
Why? What's wrong? You scared?
Look at how balanced I got. You did? You take it and cut it?
I'll say so they can just come over here.
Bigger boat to move.
Yeah, there's a lot of wind too. This is not.
We got a crosswind at,
Hey,
at 12 knots.
hey, do the thing. Put a line on it so you can hold it right.
I ain't gonna swing like a jet ski.
Oh, it'll swing.
Nah,
He gets to rocking and rolling. It's gonna swing.
it ain't swinging.
You should have seen us with the jet ski.
That's what I mean. No, as long as he keeps going slow. Depends on how good of an operator he is. The last guy was like, fifth gear.
That's that guy. He's a Mach 5 kind of guy.
Oh, the whole world's gonna see this content.
I don't think we need to go any further than that.
That's good, Mitch.
Pull that one tight there.
Wrap her up. Easy dinghy, easy dinghy.
He does have to get his arms completely in the water, so
Oh, I think the motor goes on
you
this
gotta go
side.
forward a little bit.
The motor actually is supposed to go on this side. But
It doesn't
you know
matter.
what? It doesn't matter. We'll just put a temporary plate.
Do we need to? Because we can go get some styrofoam. We can back them up and set them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric, does it touch on that piece of starboard right there?
Yeah, if you trim it down. We're just gonna have to put something underneath it. Mike's gonna have to figure it out.
Slow down. Quit swinging. Jeez. Damn. Come on down with it. Stop this thing from swinging, my God. Not OSHA approved. We do a lot of OSHA approved things here. I'm gonna get hate on my bare feet again. We need to come back.
Come on back. Come on back now. Come back up, yeah.
That's it. Good. Stop right there, Tyler.
Okay. Come on back down, catch y'all.
All right, we gotta push it. Eric, you film. Mitch, pull that back end over.
A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
How's it sit?
Oh, Connie and Mike, if you only know
Pick it up just a little bit.
what we've gone through with this boat. Just don't do much, not pressure on them.
No.
It's good enough for me, Eric.
Me too.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
You go down a little more?
And that's for not trusting my little lines.
Hey, you didn't trust it either. You want to stand under it?
I didn't. I wasn't standing underneath it.
Good work, boss.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're good. Looks pretty to me.
She looks pretty.
Good. All right, so you see neutral. See how you put it in gear, and it started diving starboard. That means your rudder's not straight. So throw it in gear, and then get that rudder perfectly straight, right about there, and then don't touch the wheel anymore.
Wheels off.
Huh?
Off the wheel.
Off the wheel. Yeah, because that wind swirls in here. It's trying to push you into your starboard side right here. So get that bow going port. There you go. Just let it keep doing that. Yeah. Yep. So you can slow it down. Okay. Start rotating. Good. Good. Stop your forward motion. There you go. Nice. Nice. I'd probably go to neutral right there just to let it swing around. Yeah, you don't need any thruster that direction. It's going that way on its own. Nice, I like it. Nope, wrong one forward. Port forward, there you go. That's fine, neutral. So which way would you rotate right now?
I don't know. Turn around.
Port forward, neutral. Here, starboard reverse. There you go. All right, good. Yeah, it's different when you turn your head around, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Neutral. Okay, all right. Use your thruster.
Starboard forward.
Good, straight back, all back. You could fix it after you get in, you know what I mean? Okay, neutral. No, you're good. All right, nice. Okay, good. All right. Which one forward? There you go, I like it. Eric!
Good job.
Come get your port side lines first. There you go. go, Mitch. Nice. You're about 10 feet from the stern. Go ahead and stop it right there for now. Yeah, neutral, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, put it in gear and then let it feel that kick. Now y'all remember that was his first time. That's his first twin engine boat of any kind. Okay, not to mention it's 45 feet long. So so that's why I was letting him use bow thruster a little bit and cheat, just to kind of break him in a little bit. If it was a real training class and somebody really needed to learn on the first time, we would not be using very much thruster there. All tucked away. All right, let's go back over there to the 45. Let's do some glass work and keep going on that thing. My fiberglass tubing just got in for the deck drains, and my 2 75-gallon water tanks come in Thursday, so starting to get some pieces in. I got my fiberglass tubing in. We're over here at the boat, and this is the situation that I'm working with. So we cut this. This is a piece of marine plywood, and got a couple screws in and kind of recessed it down in this hole. Now here's the part, you know, it's a straight open hole that goes into a cavity right above the engine room vent. About 1.5 inches thickness there, maybe 2 inches. And look how thick that is. I mean, that just shows you how well built these boats are. I mean, that's that thick. That's crazy. Epoxy, thicken epoxy all this and seal it up. And then I'm gonna put some mat, fiberglass mat, and wrap this in it. And then either use thickened epoxy or real fine or real liquidy epoxy. Set it in here with the mat wrapped around it. Nice and flush. And it's recessed. And then I'm gonna start filling this in. Scraping thickened epoxy in here, and it's gonna fill that void. I'll do another layer of mat, work it all in, and I'm gonna obviously tape off this area and have just a little border of mat, and then I'll let that cure and then sand it all down, and then we'll fair it. Obviously I'm gonna have a paint issue when that's all done, but we're gonna get to that later. But that's kind of my idea with this, because I would take something like this and go from the bottom side and make it a little bigger and stick it with thickened epoxy from the bottom. That way I can just fill the void with fiberglass and resin and whatnot. But the problem is nobody can get in here. I would have to have somebody really small with a really small arm go in the engine room and hold their arm up in this cavity and to do that. So I think this way is going to work just fine. You do have to make it strong enough in case, you know, this is against a piling. You don't want this cracking or getting spider cracks there. But those air scoops are now gone. No more rain into the engine room. Nick with Scottish Touch. He is working on resealing these windows. I do have leaky windows, which sucks, and I can't finish out the interior until I get the leaky windows resolved. So he cleaned all the caulk out of this thing, and we're going to recalk it with 3M 4000 UV. But got a few things going on there. It's a real pain. I think I'm going to start on this project next. Cut a new drain hole there, drain hole there, drain hole there, drain hole there. I have a drain hole in every hatch. And I upped them to 3/4 inch OD. So this fiberglass tubing in this box is 3/4 inch OD. I need to glass and epoxy those into those tubes into these holes, and then attach all my fittings and make all new scupper lanes out the back of the boat. I have three through holes for the scupper drains in the hatches. 1, 2, 3. So I can start working on glassing that. Mitchell here with me after took care of that Sea Ray. I cut these new starboard 22 by 50 inch platforms for my water tanks. My water tanks will be here Thursday. Guess we're gonna cut a couple rubber insulator pieces there to put the tanks on so they don't accidentally slide around, or give it a little cushion between there. We did the deck drains. So this is 3/4 inch OD fiberglass rod. And so we're gonna connect this one down there and that hatch over there, and they're all glassed in like this. So they fit nice and snug with thickened epoxy. They're curing right now, and then we'll put some 90-degree elbows on the bottom of them when they cure. And we'll get it all drained. I got a through hole here, a through hole here, and a through hole here for hatch drain. So this is gonna be much better. Now I don't have one drain for this big hatch, I have two. And I did one here by the generator, and then I did one there over there. I might do another one right there, I'm not sure. But this one by the generator, that will help keep the water from accidentally overflowing into the, near and around that generator. Did some pressure washing in these lockers. All of these lockers got to get cleaned out next. But as you can see, we painted the bilge white. It looks great down there, and we've already got it dirty because we're doing all these projects. But it looks so much better than it was. Y'all saw how much cleaning we did. So when we're done with all this work, we're gonna have to do another bilge clean. Never ending. Mr. Freddy, Fecal Freddy, got my forward head going. Nice new, brand new electric macerator head. I think it's an Alibi or Alibus, one of the two. I forgot. Need to do some painting in here and get this freezer back down. That's on my list. And then, man, we're starting to, Mitch is out there painting these center hatches right now. Things are coming along. Just one step at a time, and next thing you know, she'll be done. Or she'll be somewhat done. I'm not sure they're ever done, but cut this out. I'm about to mask that off and get it ready for tomorrow. Where I'm gonna do the glassing tomorrow. I didn't want to get into that late in the day. Well, that's starting to look good, huh?
Yeah, another coat.
These fish boxes, I've got 1.5 inch stainless steel through holes that are going to go into these fish boxes. I've got to get these sanded down, painted, and I got to plumb this one as well with the 1.5 inch through hole. This is the one that's not macerated, so I've got to get a new macerator and a through hole for that as well. I want both of them to be macerated because these things are awesome. They hold a lot of fish or a lot of beer, whatever you want. I got to figure out this insulation, and it looks like it's like stick-on insulation. I might re-fiberglass that with some new resin. I'm not sure, but it does need a little bit more insulation, and they are coming apart. You got any ideas on that? I was going to put a thin layer of glass on it and wrap it and seal it, you know? And then slide it back in. But obviously there's some repairs that need to be made on both of them, which that'll take time. But the boxes are nice, they just need some work. Mitch also replaced the face boards on these. This was what it looked like before. Had a bunch of holes in the plywood. Horrible. Crappy insulation. Oh yeah, I need to go to Home Depot and get some of that 3/4 inch foam board, don't I? All right, well that's for the morning, but we'll get that. So these are looking much nicer.
You can fiberglass your fish boxes with that.
I could. The thing I have to keep in mind is the dimension here. If I insulate the crap out of it, it won't slide in the hole.
Yeah, you have to keep that in mind.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can do that, something that thick. definitely not my best fiberglass job ever. I used too much epoxy and I used too much matte, but I couldn't get the matte to settle down over there at the table before I brought it over. So I just brought it over and tried to work it out here, but definitely gonna have a little bit of grinding and sanding to do once that cures out. But it'll definitely be strong when it all cures together. I got the whole piece of wood wrapped in matte, peanut butter epoxy, thickened epoxy, in between all the joints, and just gonna have to sand that down and grind it down and get it flush, and then hope and pray that these screws back out. That's gonna be interesting. We're waiting on dry time right now. This is curing out nice. This side's a big mess. The other side looks a lot better. I did a lot better job on the other side. I'll take you over there in a sec, but the other side is nice and recessed. This one I'm gonna have to do a fair amount of sanding, but it's a good solid block of epoxy there. Let me take you in here what we've been working on. So I checked all my hatch drain, all my new hatch drains that we epoxied in the other day, and they are solid. I mean, solid. I tried rocking them back and forth and basically trying to break them, and they would not break at all. So that's good. So now I'm waiting on some 3/4 OD fiberglass 90-degree elbows that will attach to the bottom of all these new drains. So I'm waiting on those, and then we can plumb the deck drains. That switch over there powers my live well pump, raw water pump, underwater lights, macerating pump for both the bait tank, this big 80-gallon live well, something like that, and this fish box. Those pumps are right there. They're in a terrible place. I need to build a cover for them or something like that. But I verified that I have power going to all of those. I did get them working, but I think I got a loose ground inside somewhere, so I'm gonna have to work that out. The next project is gonna be painting all of these lockers inside. Mitch is working on all of my outlets and lights. So we went to Home Depot. We replaced this switch. We're going to replace this switch as well. This is the 12-volt side. This is the 120 side, and it is dimmable for my main salon lights. We're putting GFIs in the galley rather, and all of the heads with new modern switches. So it's getting a little electrical facelift at the moment. What else are we doing, Mitch? What else did we do? Oh, yeah. Freddie got the new head. Let me show you that. Freddie got the new head in, and we painted inside of this area that the freezer sits in, and we got the freezer back in there and wired better as well. Dang boat's a mess. Got a new light in here, LED. New switches, new GFIs over there in the corner. Got to clean all this mess up. And nice new elongated bowl head. It's looking good in there. Things are coming together piece by piece. Got the galley cleaned up just a little bit. These are the nice. So these seats came with the boat, and I had them reupholstered and wrapped in champagne ultra leather up in New Jersey before I picked up the boat, because they had like a cloth to them. So that's done. And then my computer work area, I guess you could call it, this bench and the backrest, that has been done in the same material. I just got that back. That was done by Rayco Upholsters in St. Pete. And I just have it at my house because we're still working, obviously. But we shored up and did the final hatch placement. We no longer have a sag in these two hatches. We braced those up from the bottom, and we screwed in the corners. So you can literally step all over this now and it doesn't sag, nothing flexes. There's the two new hatch boards. The main hatches for the engine room, we had those. Mitch did those the other day with new 3/4 inch plywood and got them painted. Doubled the insulation up. This is 3/4 inch heat reflecting foam board on the bottom that we karate chopped into place. That came out really nice. And I'm excited to see how much quieter it is in here, and I'm excited to see how much better the air conditioning does in here as well with all this new insulation, because under here over the top of the fuel tanks there was no insulation before, so all of that now has that. But oh, we are working on window leaks. I have a big gap back here. That's a problem. We have to figure that one out. These at one point slid. They do not slide anymore. So, and I don't want them to slide. I don't want these to open. I don't care about them opening. So, right now they don't. There's no way. We've tried a million times. They do not slide at all. So Nick is going to caulk the entire track from the outside and on the inside, so we can 100% eliminate any water coming in to this track system, because what's happening is this track system is filling up with water and it's leaking down into the back here on top of my box. So somehow it is getting in there. We're still doing some testing on that, using UV 4000 and Sikaflex 295 on that. That's the plan, but it's coming along. It's just the little detail stuff now. My water tanks will be here tomorrow, and we're going to get them mounted there and plumb the fresh water system. So once the deck drains are routed and the water tanks are in, then we've made huge progress and we can really start moving in the right direction here. So we're very close to a usable boat. After that, it's just getting all this pieced together and cosmetically. Really appreciate you guys following along on this build. I've actually got a trip to Puerto Rico. We're going to Puerto Rico to get a boat and bring it back to Tampa Bay. I'm not going to share too many details. I want it to be a surprise. It's probably going to be an epic 7 to 10 day trip. Of course, I'm going to film it and bring it to you guys, but wanted to give you an update on the boat. A lot of progress has been made and we're heading in the right direction. I know this video was pretty random. We're on 3 different boats working on stuff, but hey, if you're like me, you enjoy working on boats and enjoy watching this process, you probably enjoyed it too. So appreciate all of you guys coming along. We're gonna wrap this video up here. We're gonna have a lot more to go on this 45 and a lot more to film, including the water tank installation, those holes on each side of the tow rail filled and faired. So a lot more to come. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe using this QR code right here. It would really help me out. Once again, thanks so much for watching my project. We'll see you on the next video. We'll see you next week. We're out.